Sure. All right, from the city of Fairfax City, we're very grateful that Anthony Kalugin accepted our invitation. Anthony, welcome to my humble podcast, my friend.
Yeah, I'm happy to be part of it.
Sure, no problem. Anthony, let's go back to the beginning of your life. Were you born like in a musical family? How old were you when you perhaps began taking, I don't know, a guitar lesson or piano lesson when you were a little kid?
Oh, sorry, one moment, please. This is
No
very
problem.
important call from the vinyl production company. So
No
one
problem.
moment.
No problem. I can pause. All right. So were you born like in a musical family? Were you taking piano lesson or guitar lesson when you were a little kid in your country?
Hmm. Um, I came from family of architects, and my father is an architect. My mother was an architect, and my grandfather was an architect, and actually he was mayor of architects in Kherson. It's a town in Ukraine. So he was the main architect of this town. And so that's why actually I'm an architect myself. I graduated architectural university, and so like my father said that architecture is music in stone, and we were thinking of some maybe musical education, but he said that you will learn music yourself, but these art and paintings and graphics and design, so give you it will give you some taste. And so I'm thankful to my father, who insists that I will be an architect too. And actually, I was composing music all the way through, and while studying in university and even at school. But it gave me this ability to create artworks, to create all this stuff, all these designs for all CDs. I'm doing myself, so it helps me a lot. And I do not have any musical education at all, and I had only a few private lessons from ordinary school school teacher, and so it's I have some basic education in music.
I understand. Wow, it's a miracle because you have done very well. You have done very well with yourself, with all the band that you play and all the music you have produced. Feel free to tell me what was the progressive rock scene like that, and in Ukraine back then.
Uh, Honestly, I don't know about progressive scene back then in Ukraine. So I was once again I was in touch with all this art rock because of my father, and so he was the one who discovered or who revealed Pink Floyd, Supertramp, Queen for me. So I had all these LPs, and first when I heard "Delicate Sound of Thunder" by Pink Floyd, I was about 6, 7 years old, and even back then I was thinking that, wow, I love this fairy tale. And I said to myself, I remember clearly, that I want to create such fairy tales.
For you, but you have many. You have done well, very well for yourself, and of course,
Thank you.
you started your musical journey with KARFAGEN, right? And you early
Yes.
solo album in the 2000. what were the ideas that you wanted to express at the time? Because as a musician, you listen to Big Floyd, you listen to Supertramp and all the other bands you mentioned, and they're saying how you make your own. What was the main idea of KARFAGEN at the time in the early 2000s when you put the first two records together?
Mm. As I said, I've started creating music at school, and in 1995, I was 14, and I have recorded first tape myself. Like Mike Oldfield. I had two tape recorders, and I had some Yamaha synths, and so I played some acoustic guitar. I sang, and obviously played some keyboards. And so first album I released on a tape, and back then it was Kafagen as well. And once again I will mention my father. His name is Alexander. My father Alexander, who loves history, and he said to me, we were running every morning. So I had some time to speak with my father. So I was fit, and my father as well. And during these exercises and runs, so we were talking about history, and he said that everything could be changed if Hannibal from Carthage would win this big war between Rome and Carthage. Actually, Carthage is Carthago. So Hannibal from Carthago. Carthage is translate from Carthago. And he said that if Hannibal would win this war, everything could be changed. So that's why I think Carthago or Carthage is fantastic name, because it can change some history in art rock music. And I enjoyed it very much. And since then, since 1994, I'm using this title. And so still I have it.
Good for you, man. The music is very good. And of course, you have done a lot of similar project with, different project, but with similar values, and the distinction can be very subtle, if you want. How do you decide when you start a composition that belong to KARFAGEN album or a solo release, or eventually Omni or other project? At the beginning, when I suppose when you're writing a project, right, you don't know where it will end up, right? Like in architect, right? You start drawing, and then you make it better, okay. And that could apply to that, but it couldn't apply to that, right? So that could be a solo project, can be an Omni project, can be a KARFAGEN. When do you make the decision?
So yes, I have several projects. I have KAFAGEN, I have SUNCHILD, I have HOGGWASH, I have ANTONY KALUGIN, solo stuff. In early days, the difference between KAFAGEN and SUNCHILD was more obvious. So SUNCHILD, in my mind, SUNCHILD was like more song-oriented music, more into neo-prog, more with vocals. And KAFAGEN is more into instrumental territory. And Hogwash is our collaboration between my good friend, my best friend, William Mackey from Caerllysi Music from Wales. And so it's mainly his baby, and I'm helping him to get things together. And solo stuff, some of my solo stuff is my dedication to new age music, to some ethnic roots, some electronic as well. Though there were Marshmallow Moments and Stella Gardner, my solo albums that are pure art rock symphonies. But nowadays, this difference between projects between SUNCHILD and Kafagen is not so vivid. So it's mainly because Kafagen is more popular, and Kafagen is with Kafagen you can earn more money, not with SUNCHILD. I don't know why, and but still I want to produce some music with vocals and to have more songs, and obviously I want people to hear them, and that's why now I'm more concentrated now on Kafagen releases, and now Kafagen has more vocals in it, you know.
Got it. Good, excellent. Of course, with Hogwash, you released two excellent albums, and my understanding is you are working on a third one. Our third one is taking place on it. What can you tell me about you? You created dynamic with Will Mackey, of course, have been, like you mentioned, been an important part of your life. And is a third project coming up? I think I heard somewhere.
Third Hogwash album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Will has already recorded all his demos, and yes, I have them on my computer, and I'm waiting for the time when I will have some some mood and peace of mind to concentrate on this, on new Hogwash, because with all these Omnia project, I dedicate myself 100% now into this monumental project like Omnia and Omnia 2. So, but I will work on Hogwash, on third Hogwash for sure, very soon.
I got you. Well, we're looking forward to hearing that. Of course, your album are a true piece of art in many ways, like an architect, right? You create amazing visuals, and I think you've been working with Igor Sokolsky. How did collaboration begin? Feel free to elaborate. How you start working together, and then where in the process, when the music is kind of three-quarter done, you say, well, I'm looking for something like this because the album is this. How you go back and forth between you and him, and feel free to elaboration, how the elaboration began.
I think it's luck. I was lucky enough to meet him back in 2014 in small town Zaporizhia. I was visiting, and actually I lived there for some time. And I just met him on the street, like on the square where all the painters, they're trying to sell their art. And I found his paintings like, wow, fantastic. So, like they are in unison with some fairy tales that I'm trying to create as well. And so I told to Igor that, wow, it would be great if we will collaborate. And the first artwork from him, it was Kafagen 7 back in 2015. So it was fantastic artwork with the mask on the cover, and wow. And later on, he even drew some paintings that I ordered him. Like I said, it was in my mind the concept of the artwork, like say this one, Messages from Afar. So I said that, wow, I want these fantastic creatures to send us some messages to the earth from some musical planet. And he did it fabulously, like amazing. And yeah, it's a luck. I'm lucky.
Yeah, all right, that's very good. And of course, in recent years, especially on Omni, you invited very famous musicians to collaborate your albums. How the idea came about, and then how do you approach Omni 2? Because how I know that I have interviewed several of the musicians you have invited for Omni 2, and how you decided, at least for Omni 1 first, uh, who to bring, or being a guitar player, a bass player, a singer, and so forth. How you decide? Well, this particular person will be great for track 2 and track 4, and I want somebody from Camel, to be playing, bass in that particular track. What's the process that you go through in order to decide who to invite to your own bands? Right?
Yeah. Once again, it's it's something that you cannot predict, and it's something that is written in the stars. So like I do believe that everything that I'm doing with the music, with all these albums, because I do not have any musical education, I just have basic ideas. Yeah, but I believe that I'm like translating this information from, let's call it, angels. So I believe that I remember something from my previous life, that how to create this talent is not something that you can buy or you can learn. No, it's something that was meant to be. And exactly the same with all these guests and the whole idea of Omni. Omni is the title, means universal. And I thought that it may be really interesting to have some really nice guests on the album, that will not just complement the music. They will bring their charm and magic into it. And it's like Richard Sinclair from Camel Caravan and Hatfield and the North. We were in touch with him for maybe 3 years now, and I asked him if he wants to take part in this project, if he wants to sing, to play, and he said yes. Yeah, he said, I like your music. He said, yeah, I think that your music is even better than Camel. It's a joke. Yeah, but nevertheless, I was so, wow, fantastic. And I created a few pieces that I thought they will perfectly fit his style, playing, singing. Then John Hackett, I found his contact via Bandcamp. So it's an amazing platform for all musicians, independent musicians. And I asked him if he would like to play some flutes on my music. I showed him demos. I sent him my music. And he said, yes, I like your music. Yeah, I would gladly play. And wow, it was amazing. Later on, first only I was recording when it was Christmas time. All these guests came out when it was Christmas time, and it was perfect timing because all these fantastic musicians, they had some break, time off, from all their day jobs and from some creating process. And then I came up to these guys and said, wow, will you record this, or will you play this, that? And Michel St. Pierre from Mystery, he said, I remember now, like he posted some guitar jam on Facebook, and I wrote him, and he said, wow, Anthony, I was thinking what I should do next. So it was right timing that I asked him exactly when he had some time to do it and inspiration to do it, to record it. And Michel, he's my good friend, and he released first two Kafagen albums on Unicorn Digital in 2006, 2007, and he enjoyed the music, and wow, I enjoyed what he did with it, and he recorded some fantastic guitars, and Jean from Mystery as well, so Bart from KARFAGEN, and amazing how once again I can say that I'm lucky. At some point, it was my luck that everyone said yes because they had some time to do it. And like Marco from Silvan, he's my one of my favorite singers on prog scene, on modern prog scene, and I think that Silvan should be headliners on big festivals, and their music deserves to be heard on this top level. Anyway, Marco, I think a few weeks I didn't hear anything from him, and I started worrying about what he will say, and he just wrote, Anthony, in a few days you will have vocal lines, vocal parts, and I was like, wow, and they were fabulous. And this song, the cards we play, I think it's one of my best songs that I wrote, and now with Omnia 2, all these musicians, all my friends, they know what to expect from me, and they know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it in sort of professional way. And so now at some point it's easier to record, and I always say that I'm like Tarantino. So like I'm director. I write the script, and all these musicians, they like main actors. So it's like art rock movie. So each character, each singer or player, they all bring something special, and then when everything gets combined, so wow, magic happens.
Absolutely. Your albums are very good, of course. Now with Omni 2, you have Colin Bass, of course, Roy Nestold, and then Marco and Gluman. And I lucky that was able to interview the three of them. And they are great musicians. And the music, I was listening to all the stuff that I was able to get a hold of and via Spotify or Bandcamp, and Omni 2, the latest album, is very, very good. It's very cohesive, very tight, as if you've been playing together as a band for a long time. It's very, very well put together, man. So
yeah, I hope one day we'll perform some fragments from Omni 1, from Omni 2 with all these musicians. We will see. Yeah, and now Roine, Roine is my hero from early 2000s. I was 20 when I first heard his Space Revolver album, and Retropolis, and The Rainmaker, and later on I discovered his solo album Hydrophonia. So I was in my early 20s, and I was really inspired and by his ability to write fantastic melodies, and so he's a sort of musical hero for me. I think he's more older generation than I am, but That's the beauty of life when it's not a competition. It's about sharing with each other. So inspiring with your work, you try to inspire younger generation. It's not about a business. It's about the art. It's about light. That Roine and I think that I am where I do bring some light into people's life, and that's the beauty. And it was my dream to have Roine on board, and I wrote a song especially for him. For Omnia 2, The Frozen River is the song that I wrote for him. And once again, I was lucky enough to contact him when he had some small break, because now he's recording new Flower Kings album right now. They have started today on Monday, yes. And I have contacted him in September, early September. And, I thought he will not agree because he's always super busy. But this time he said, yes, I will record it. And wow. So he shared his light with me, and obviously I will share this light with everyone.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, but I'm happy that people were able and make the time to help you out with that album, because it's a very cohesive album. It's a very good album. Lately, you've been releasing alternative version of some album with different arrangement and so forth. How you go about it? How you decide? Well, I did this track, for that album. I will, release and make a different arrangement, if we will. How you go about it? What to re-release again, and what track to, make a version 2 or a version 3, a different what? How you go about it? Because it's a lot of work to revisit the track, and you say, man, let's create like a deluxe box with alternative version and a different beginning, different ending, and so forth.
If you mean the Lost Symphony revisited.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Probably this one. It was mainly because I've produced. I did a remix for LP, for vinyl release, and I had some. Thanks God, I have all the master tapes. You can call it master tapes on your PC, and so I was remixing it, and I had some fragments that back then I decided not to include. And actually, like Roine said, back then I didn't have these skills and abilities to create, to deliver an album on high level. And so I went to this album, and I've added some fragments that I thought will just complement it, and then it turned out that it's like, wow, it's like new version of this album. And so it's only because of LP. And but still it's very interesting on its own. So I know that a lot of people write that, wow, he produced so many music, but some of it is like working tapes or revisited. So not much of revisited I have released. I have released, actually, yes, I have released 45 albums, just for people to know it, like maybe some try to count it. So it's just for figures. I have released, here is 42 albums.
Wow.
They're not revisited versions. They're and 3 new albums that were released in 2025.
Yeah,
I'm not counting Lost Symphony Revisited. So yes, 45 album for now, and yeah, like I said, only because of LP, this Lost Symphony, like I revisited, reworked, and remaster. So I think it's really nice to have it in collection as well.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Of course, many of your albums
Yeah.
have been ranked among the best of their release in various poll. You look at the critics. I mean, every album you release, either Prog magazine or that magazine or a good article, and I don't know, is it pressure for you to, well, now
No,
Omni
no,
2 is
no
here,
pressure.
Omni 3 need to be there, KARFAGEN need to be there, or you look at the polls at all, or
My friend, absolutely no pressure.
yeah,
First, I don't have so much time to dive into it, like to all the critic stuff, and to second, if I would be a critic, I would be, like if you want to criticize something or to have arguments to write something to me, you need to be well prepared, because I know so much music, and I know I can listen a few tracks and I can tell you how it was created, how it's everything combined, and it's my day job for many years. And
good.
uh, if someone can, would like to tell me, like, oh, this is like some this is that or that, so I will tell everybody for like about all other music, how it was created, and like I can honestly say about my music that
Mm.
it's not copying each other. So all these albums, 45 albums, they're different, a lot of different. So it's not like one big song that's from album to another album to another album. So it's one big song. I can say, and I do believe that it has a lot of different aspects. So that's why even some people will say, like, wow, Lost Symphony is fantastic, and maybe Omni, it's too our, like too pop, too pop rock. So they all are different. And so I don't care about critics, but if it's constructive, so let's do it.
Sure, absolutely. I understand. Of course, you have done so many albums. I mean, some of my favorite in the past have been Echoes from Within, The Dragon Island, Birds of Passage, and
Uh,
Principle, Theory of a Spectra, and so on and so forth. It's every one is so beautiful, different, and
Thank you.
evolving over time. And it's like year after year, you're getting better and better and better, and you work with that people too. How you manage? How you manage time wise?
It's once
Crazy.
again, like Roina said, and we are alike in this, that I'm 100% in it, like always in studio, and sometime for my family, but it's my job, and I'm working. Like some people says that I never sleep, but I have some time for the rest, of course. And yeah, it's a hard work, and music don't comes to me like in a dream. So it's all the melodies and all the music. It comes to you. It comes to you when you just sit near your instrument and playing and playing. Once again, I will agree with Roina that, yeah, only hard work, and then this music comes to you. Yeah,
Got
and
it.
by the way, you mentioned Echo from Within the Dragon Islands. I think it's first of all, I don't believe that I created it, and Second, I think that it's very, very, very important album in symphonic art rock discography. So it's. I think that one day it will reach this position when more people will value it and understand it.
Yeah, oh, I got it. Another album that is great in my opinion, Marshmallow Moondust.
Marshmallow Moments.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
another different one, but all great album in its own right? So, what memory do you have for that one?
Oh, memories. Yeah, first of all, of course, it was COVID.
Yeah.
Bad memories, but some nice memories that I've returned to guitar, and I've asked my friends for guitar, and I played, I practiced, and I recorded some nice tunes on it with it, and it was revelation. Marshmallow Moondust at some point is the strongest solo album, and it has these. I think it has these amazing melodies, and it's well structured, balanced, and it has this warmth. And I was working. I had a studio in some government place where it's a cultural place. So I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning because guards were changing, guards who, like people who stay in this place. So they were changing at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had to be there to get inside. And I woke up at 5 and I was working, composing it and playing all these sorts of instruments. And wow, it's fantastic time. By the way, by that time, I think that in this 2020, yeah, it was 2020, I also was a Bolt driver, a taxi driver, because I missed conversation. I missed all this because I was 100% in studio, and I missed it to speak with people. And so I was a taxi driver and talking to people. 5 o'clock. It was early in the morning, and then I would give them, like some advert card with my music, and they were, "Wow, you're working as a taxi driver?" I said, "Yes." Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Wow.
And maybe I will work as a taxi driver. Why not?
To get some ideas, to relax and you meet interesting people. Yeah.
We are open. Yes.
Yeah. Of course, fans of Camel, Focus, Genesis, Yes, Mike Oldfield, and all the 70s prog rock heroes of mine, they always find, and even jazz influence among, they always find something in your music. I mean, I came to you to listen, discover your music, your solo work, and KARFAGEN and Omnia, because I'm a prog rock type of guy, and I always see great influences there, and people come to you from different areas, right? Some like jazz and want to give Anthony a try, or like Camel and so forth, and it's very, very good music, my friend. I know you're very humble and you don't like to talk about you, but 46 albums and all the good stuff, and even
At the
driving a
moment,
taxi.
45.
45, okay. Well, quite sure. You're quite sure by January you have 50, because you're always working well, always stuff in the background and so on and so forth. It's very good music, and fans of Anthony, I imagine that come from different areas from prog rock. Some people came to you via Camel or via Focus or this or that, right? So, and it's very very good music, my friend. So,
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, like my favorite bands are Pink Floyd and Queen.
yeah,
I was real fan of Queen, and I
yeah,
had all the tapes. My father, he brought, he bought in Poland back then all Queen discography, and I remember that at the age of 11, 12, I knew each song, and that's why when we perform in live, that's why I like to perform more interactive tracks, more not intimate.
yeah.
I like this atmosphere of Freddie, of Queen, because you are playing live, you sharing this energy with people, emotions, and you like this drive, and you like. I like when people sing with you, and so there's nothing I can do with myself. Yeah, I'm like on CD, let's say on this CD, it's like Focus, Camel, Griffon, or whatever. But when you go and listen to me live, it's like Queen, Roxette, and Deep Purple. Yeah, but still, we perform some instrumental pieces, or performed.
Have you ever thought about bringing, I don't know, Brian May in one of your track?
Brian May, yeah, it would be fantastic. Of course, yeah, yeah, but time shows that everyone is busy.
Yeah,
All people, they have their own lives, and what I value most of all, that, and I want to say thank you to everyone who watching this interview. I want to thank you for your time, for taking your time to watch this interview, for taking your time to listen to this music. Like, for me, it's the precious thing because it's your time, and it's the most important and the most it's priceless. And you spend your time just listening what I did. Wow. So and thank you. I'm thankful.
sure, no problem. And also, you have people that don't know you. You were born in Ukraine, I think, right? And man, your country is going to a very difficult time, and the whole world, not just Ukraine against Russia and Palestine and Israel and these, but as human beings, human being, I don't know what are we doing with the planet and with people, and we kill ourselves. And music is a beautiful thing. Art is a beautiful thing. Going to museums, a beautiful. Reading books, and then again, as human being, we are destroying everything, man. So whether you like that person or that person, we are crazy, man. Maybe we destroyed ourselves in 5 years or 10 years. I don't know. So
Yeah, yeah, like if you will, a few days ago, I was watching again and again and again and again. And a few days ago, I was watching The Fifth Element because it's absolutely fantastic movie.
Hmm.
It's a piece of art. It's amazing, amazing, amazing movie. And when Lilu, the fifth element, she was almost dying. At the last scene when Bruce was holding her in his hands, and because she's the fifth element, and she had to save this planet. And she said, "Why? Why I should save this planet?" And it was in 1995, 1996. So it was back then. So this will to destroy everything was back then. And Bruce said, no, there are still some things that worth of waking for, worth for fighting for living, worth for living for, and it's love, it's mercy, compassion, and obviously some good music. So I don't believe that, or I don't want to believe that we will destroy ourselves, because then Lilu will not be able to help us. I still believe that she will help and protect.
I hope so. I hope so. In general, how difficult, how difficult is it to make a living as a musician? Because nowadays, some bands tour, some bands do not tour, some people buy vinyl or CDs, some people don't, right? So you have the income coming in for, either Spotify or Bandcamp, and Imagine, and it's always difficult to make a musician, to make a living as a musician, right? It's not easy, right?
Yes, yeah. At this point, once again, I'm lucky, because for now, at least for now, I can afford myself to be 100% musician, to have it as a day job. That's why I'm releasing more music. So if I would work, say, in bank or as an architect, of course I would release less music. And yeah, it's nightmare, and it's very hard to do it, because so many new bands, so many new music, and what is very important, that the quality of this music is not on high level at all. So sometimes it's too amateur, but anyway, it's a big competition. Even this small genre, like prog rock, so it's a big competition, and I think that only big names can survive, and only because of the tours and concerts, because nowadays, as you know, and all of you know, that you can listen it on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever, and so you will not sell a lot of CDs nowadays. Sure. Of course, if you have some big tours, of course you can still sell some CDs, but you will not be on tour like, say, Steve Hackett. Yeah, because you're not Steve Hackett. He has these Genesis roots, and people like Steve Hackett or even Marillion or Dream Theater. So yeah, but for others, it's absolutely impossible, even with tours, to earn enough money, because you will not sell CDs or LPs as much as, say, 10 years, even 10 years ago.
I understand. Any possibility of, you mentioned touring, any possibility of touring in 2026 with some of your friends?
Plans at all. No plans at all. No. I don't have any plans, because it's very hard for me to plan something at all. Some of my musicians, they're in Ukraine, some in all across the Europe, and it's very, very complicated to gather them and to perform. So now I'm more concentrated on studio work, though I have some invitations from Canada, from UK. Thank you guys for inviting me. but for now, it's very hard and almost impossible. Only studio work at the moment. We will see. Maybe things will be changing. No, but now I want to release something special again.
I got it. I got it. Anthony, it was very nice talking to you. I know you're busy, and good luck with Omni 2 now and all the upcoming project. And I'm quite sure we'll do a part 2 of this, and then we will go deeper into some of the album. But you're doing great, and you keep on releasing great music year after year after years. And
Thank you, my friend.
then,
wow, and it's like it's a pleasure to have a chat with you. So I'm really honored, and
thank you.
yes, thank you for your support for all these artists, all
Sure,
independent artists, and together we will save this world.
Absolutely, and thank you also to our mutual friend Andres Valle from Buenos Aires, Argentina, for putting all the beautiful drawing and poster and some nail that he does for me, because they're fantastic, and of course he loves your music. So thanks again, Anthony. Sure.
Thank you, my friend. I will show you something.
Yeah. All right.
We were talking about vinyls, so maybe it will be interesting to some of your listeners. It will be interesting. Sorry, my English. Yeah. Okay. So I'm producing.
Wow.
Some one-of-a-kind LPs. So what does it mean? That this unique LP is available only one in the world, one copy worldwide. So no other rock bands did it before. And I go to the factory and I produce some LPs even myself. So
all right.
I'm trying to dive into it and to make something special, that takes some time as well. And like you said, asked me about some earnings or whatever. So the reward is that my fans or fans from Bandcamp or whatever, so they value it, and they want to hold something special. They want to support me in it. So that's not some big label. So we just Will and me. So we are doing this magic for everyone.
I got it. Great. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, Anthony. And I'm quite sure we'll do a part 2 interview so we can keep on talking about good music. Thanks again, man.
Yes. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Take it easy, Anthony. Good luck with the record.
Thank you.